The Valkyrian Empire has long been a force of unmatched power in the galaxy, a civilization built on the unyielding principles of strength, honor, and warfare. From the moment a Valkyrian is born, she is trained to see battle as the highest form of achievement, a sacred right that defines her worth. These warrior women have expanded their reach across countless star systems, their conquests legendary, their enemies crushed beneath their might. To the Valkyrians, dominance is not just a goal, it is their very purpose, ingrained in their identity, upheld by the revered Valkyrian Council, a council that directs the Empire's every move with ruthless efficiency. In this empire, no world has ever resisted their might and survived. The Valkyrians have always seen themselves as the galaxy's rightful rulers, and their conquests only reinforced this belief. Yet, amidst their endless expansion, a small, unremarkable planet on the fringes of a distant galaxy comes to their attention, a planet called Earth. The discovery is almost accidental, made by a routine scouting mission exploring the edges of known space. The scout's report is clear: Earth is a planet populated by a weak and primitive species, one that should be easily subdued. The Valkyrian Council, ever eager to expand their domain, swiftly decides that Earth will be their next target. The decision to invade is made with little hesitation. To the Council, this is just another routine conquest, another weak species to be added to their list of subjugated worlds. The initial assessment of humanity is dismissive: no advanced technology, no notable military power, nothing to suggest that Earth will be anything more than a minor challenge. The Council members are confident, almost to the point of arrogance, as they discuss the details of the invasion, their minds already moving on to future campaigns. Among the Valkyrians, one young commander stands out: Lyra, ambitious and eager to prove herself. Lyra has risen quickly through the ranks, her fierce determination and combat prowess catching the attention of her superiors. She sees this mission as her opportunity to make a name for herself, to earn the honor and glory that come with leading a successful campaign. When the Council assigns her to lead the reconnaissance and infiltration mission on Earth, Lyra accepts without hesitation, fully expecting an easy victory that will cement her place in Valkyrian history. As Lyra prepares for the mission, her thoughts are filled with visions of triumph. She imagines the swift and brutal conquest of Earth, the submission of its people, the accolades she will receive upon her return. There is no doubt in her mind that the mission will be a success. She meticulously plans every detail, from the infiltration strategy to the eventual subjugation of Earth's leaders. To her, this is merely another step in the grand tradition of Valkyrian warfare, a tradition she is determined to uphold. With the plans in place, the Valkyrian fleet mobilizes. Ships that have carried the Valkyrians to victory across countless worlds now set their sights on Earth. The fleet moves with the precision and discipline that are the hallmarks of Valkyrian military power, a testament to their unwavering commitment to conquest. Lyra stands at the helm of her command ship, her eyes fixed on the blue-green planet that will soon fall under her control. She is ready, confident, and utterly certain that nothing can stand in her way. The Valkyrian fleet, a symbol of unchallenged power, arrives in Earth's orbit with the intent of issuing a clear and unmistakable demand for surrender. As the ultimatum is transmitted, the expectation is straightforward: submission or defiance. The response from Earth, however, is either. Instead of fear or defiance, the Valkyrians are met with an unexpected calmness. Earth's leaders respond not with weapons or threats, but with an offer, an invitation to diplomatic talks. The Council is taken aback, their long-held assumptions shaken. They anticipated a swift conquest, yet here was a species that did not tremble before their might, nor did it challenge them in battle. Instead, Earth proposed discussions, a peaceful dialogue, something the Valkyrians rarely encountered in their campaigns. This unexpected approach leaves the Council in a state of confusion, unaccustomed to dealing with a potential adversary who seeks not war but mutual understanding. Earth's representatives, when introduced, present a stark contrast to the Valkyrian warlords. There is a quiet strength in their demeanor, a strategic calmness that belies the situation's gravity. They speak of cooperation, of sharing knowledge and resources, of a future built on peaceful coexistence. Earth's leaders propose a relationship based not on conflict but on mutual benefit. They offer technological aid, cultural exchanges, and the promise of a partnership that could elevate both civilizations. Their arguments are compelling, rooted in logic and a deep-seated aversion to the horrors of war. As the initial diplomatic meetings unfold, Earth's reasoning becomes clear. Humanity has seen the devastation that war brings, and they have learned from it. Their leaders articulate their belief that war is not a path to glory, but a road to ruin, a philosophy born from centuries of conflict and the lessons learned from it. This perspective, so alien to the Valkyrians, begins to unsettle the Council. They cannot understand how a species that has experienced so much violence can still choose peace. Amidst these talks, Lyra embarks on her covert mission. Disguised, she moves among the humans, observing them closely. What she sees challenges everything she has been taught. Earth's society is diverse, resilient, and remarkably unified. There is a strength in their peace, a resilience that does not rely on force but on the bonds between people. Lyra is baffled by their reluctance for war. To her, it seems like weakness, yet the more she observes, the more she begins to see that this reluctance stems not from fear, but from a deep wisdom. Lyra's confusion grows as she delves deeper into human history. She uncovers records of past wars, sees the scars left on their world and their people, and begins to understand the true weight of their philosophy. The humans have not rejected war out of cowardice. They have done so out of a profound understanding of its cost. Through personal stories and historical accounts, Lyra comes to realize that humanity's strength lies not in their ability to wage war, but in their decision to avoid it whenever possible. They are not weak, but wise, having chosen a different path after witnessing the devastation that conflict brings. This revelation shakes Lyra to her core. She had come to Earth expecting to find a primitive and cowardly species, but instead, she finds a people who possess a strength and wisdom that her own race has overlooked. The Valkyrians have always equated power with the ability to conquer, but here on Earth, Lyra begins to see that true power may lie in the ability to choose peace over war. As Lyra delves deeper into Earth's systems, she stumbles upon something unexpected, hints of a defense mechanism far more advanced than the Valkyrians had anticipated. What began as subtle observations quickly coalesces into a startling realization. Earth, a planet that outwardly advocates for peace, harbors a hidden arsenal capable of unimaginable destruction. The more she uncovers, the clearer it becomes that this defense system is not designed for conquest, but rather as a deterrent, a shield to prevent war from reaching their shores. The technology she discovers is unlike anything the Valkyrians have faced. Advanced artificial intelligence coordinates drone fleets with precision, while cyber defense networks stand as nearly impregnable fortresses in the digital realm. It's clear that Earth has invested heavily in these technologies, but not with the intent of launching offensives. Instead, these systems are meticulously crafted to repel and neutralize any threat, to render an enemy's aggression futile before it can gain traction. This is not the work of a species looking to dominate. It's the work of one that has mastered the art of self-preservation. The deeper Lyra goes, the more she realizes the strategic brilliance behind Earth's approach. Their defense strategy is a delicate balance of technological superiority and diplomatic finesse. Rather than flaunting their power, humans keep it concealed, ready to be unleashed only if absolutely necessary. Lyra comes across historical records detailing battles where humanity chose to retreat or negotiate, not out of weakness, but as a calculated move to avoid unnecessary bloodshed. These decisions, though initially perceived as cowardice by outsiders, reveal a level of foresight and strategic depth that even the Valkyrians have never fully grasped. Each discovery forces Lyra to reconsider her own beliefs. Her admiration for Earth's tactics grows, even as it conflicts with everything she has been taught. The Valkyrians have always prized direct confrontation, viewing warfare as the ultimate measure of a species' worth. Yet here is a species that has mastered the art of avoiding war, using strategy and diplomacy as their primary weapons. Lyra's respect for humanity deepens, not just for their technological prowess, but for their wisdom in wielding it sparingly. But this newfound respect also brings with it a profound dilemma. Lyra is torn between her Valkyrian upbringing, which glorifies conquest, and the perspective she's gaining on Earth, where power is measured not by the ability to destroy, but by the ability to maintain peace. She begins to fear the consequences if the Valkyrian Council learns the full extent of Earth's capabilities. They have underestimated humanity, seeing only the surface while missing the depth of what lies beneath. If provoked, Earth could easily turn the tide, potentially obliterating the Valkyrian fleet in an instant. This realization fills Lyra with an uncharacteristic dread. She knows that revealing Earth's true power to the Council could lead to catastrophic decisions that could trigger a war either side would win. The weight of this knowledge presses down on her, forcing her to question not just her mission, but the very values she was raised to uphold. Lyra's fear is not just for her people, but for what such a conflict would mean for the galaxy at large. In this moment, she understands that the true power of Earth lies not in its ability to wage war, but in its restraint, a lesson she knows the Valkyrians are not yet ready to learn. Lyra returns to the Valkyrian fleet with a heavy heart, her mind racing with the implications of what she has discovered. When she stands before the Council, she reports her findings but deliberately omits the most critical details about Earth's true defensive capabilities. She knows that revealing everything could lead to disastrous decisions, ones that would plunge both worlds into a conflict neither could afford. The Council listens intently, their curiosity piqued by the unexpected complexity of Earth. Some members, driven by the traditional Valkyrian thirst for conquest, argue for immediate action, believing that Earth's reluctance for war is a sign of weakness. Others, more cautious, suggest a wait-and-see approach, unsettled by the unknowns. As the debate intensifies, the tension within the Valkyrian ranks becomes palpable. The split in opinions grows wider, with each side convinced of their righteousness. Lyra, caught in the middle, feels the weight of the galaxy on her shoulders. She realizes that if she doesn't act, the Council might make a decision that could ignite a war with catastrophic consequences. The thought of the destruction that could follow fills her with dread, and she knows she must do something to prevent it. In a moment of resolve, Lyra makes a bold decision. She arranges a secret meeting with Earth's leaders, determined to avert the impending disaster. Under the cover of darkness, she meets with them, her heart pounding with the gravity of her choice. During the clandestine discussion, Lyra reveals the full extent of Earth's defensive power, something she had withheld from her own people. She pleads with the human leaders, asking for an alliance instead of war, explaining the potential consequences if the Valkyrians were to act without understanding the true nature of Earth's strength. Earth's leaders listen carefully, their expressions a mix of concern and contemplation. After a brief silence, they respond with a proposal that takes Lyra by surprise. Rather than leveraging their advantage to demand submission, they offer a mutual defense pact and the possibility of cultural exchanges. Their focus remains on cooperation over conflict, emphasizing the benefits of sharing knowledge and resources rather than resorting to violence. This willingness to work together, despite the potential threat they pose, leaves a deep impression on Lyra. She sees in their offer not just an opportunity to prevent war, but a chance to build something far more valuable, a lasting peace. As the meeting concludes, the possibility of a peaceful resolution becomes real. Lyra returns to the Valkyrian Council, her resolve stronger than ever. She stands before them and advocates passionately for an alliance with Earth, arguing that mutual respect and cooperation are far more beneficial than the fleeting glory of conquest. The initial reaction is one of resistance. The Council, steeped in the traditions of honor and warfare, is skeptical, fearing that an alliance would be seen as a sign of weakness. They worry about the loss of power and prestige that might come with abandoning their usual path. But Lyra, undeterred, delivers an impassioned speech, drawing on everything she has learned during her time on Earth. She speaks of the strength found in peace, the wisdom in restraint, and the potential for a future where both civilizations can thrive together rather than destroy each other. Her words carry weight, not just because of her position, but because of the sincerity and conviction behind them. Slowly, the resistance begins to soften, as the Council members realize that the old ways may not be the only path to greatness. Lyra's advocacy marks a turning point, not just in the decision regarding Earth, but in the very philosophy that has driven the Valkyrian Empire for centuries. The seeds of change are planted, and while the Council may not fully embrace the idea immediately, they are no longer as certain as they once were. Lyra has done more than just prevent a war. She has opened the door to a new era, one where the Valkyrians might find honor not just in battle, but in peace as well. After intense deliberation, the Valkyrian Council reaches a decision that few would have predicted only a short time ago. The prospect of an alliance with Earth, once seen as unthinkable, is now a reality. The agreement is tentative, born of cautious optimism and a shared recognition of the potential for something greater than conquest. The first steps toward cooperation are carefully planned, joint ventures in technology, exploration, and defense that serve as the foundation for this new relationship. Both sides approach these initiatives with a mixture of curiosity and respect, each aware that the success of this alliance will depend on their ability to work together. As the alliance takes shape, cultural exchanges begin to unfold, revealing both the vast differences and the surprising similarities between Valkyrians and humans. The Valkyrians, who have always valued strength and honor in battle, are introduced to human philosophies that emphasize wisdom, empathy, and the pursuit of peace. At first, these ideas are met with skepticism, but as the exchanges continue, a growing respect begins to take root. Valkyrian warriors find themselves intrigued by the human approach to conflict resolution, where the aim is not to dominate but to understand and coexist. The impact of human philosophy on Valkyrian society is subtle but profound. It starts with small shifts, questions raised in private conversations, new ideas explored in training exercises, and the gradual acknowledgement that perhaps there is more to strength than the ability to wield a weapon. Lyra becomes a key figure in these exchanges, her experiences on Earth positioning her as a bridge between the two civilizations. She navigates the complexities of both cultures with a rare insight, helping to foster a mutual respect that slowly but surely transforms the way the Valkyrians view their place in the galaxy. As the years pass, the benefits of the alliance become increasingly evident. The avoidance of war with Earth not only prevents untold destruction but also leads to a strengthening of both civilizations. Joint technological advancements push the boundaries of what either could have achieved alone, while shared explorations of the galaxy open up new opportunities for growth and discovery. The Valkyrian Empire, once defined by its conquests, begins to be known for its contributions to a peaceful and prosperous galaxy. The alliance with Earth proves that cooperation, not conflict, can lead to greatness. Lyra reflects on her journey, from a commander eager to prove herself in battle to a diplomat advocating for peace. She has witnessed the transformation within her people, a shift from glorifying war to recognizing the value of restraint and understanding. The power of peace, she realizes, is not in the absence of conflict but in the conscious choice to seek alternatives to violence. This realization is not just a personal one but a collective awakening for the Valkyrians, who begin to see that their true strength lies in their ability to adapt and evolve. The story concludes with a vision of a future where Valkyrians and humans explore the galaxy side by side, united by a shared vision of cooperation. The legacy of this alliance is one of hope and progress, a beacon for other civilizations to follow. As Lyra stands beside a human leader, their partnership symbolizes the new era they have helped to usher in, a time where peace and respect are valued as much as strength and honor. In this final reflection, the themes of the story resonate clearly: the power of peace, the strength found in cooperation, and the enduring impact of mutual respect. The alliance forged between Earth and the Valkyrians becomes more than just a political agreement. It is a testament to what can be achieved when two civilizations choose to look beyond their differences and work together for the greater good. This new era sets a precedent for the galaxy, showing that true power is not in the ability to wage war but in the wisdom to choose a better path.